Hello, hello, hello. We're here to do a little bit of tumbling. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a log roll. So I'm going to ask Sophia to lay down and stretch her arms up. And sometimes people cross their arms in front of their chest when they do a log roll. And you can do that if you want, but it feels harder for me to roll that way. I like to put my arms up. Also, when you do log roll, you want to look at where you're going. You want your eyes all the way at the end of the mat or wherever you're rolling. You want to keep looking at it because it helps you go straight. So you turn your head and you kind of look under your armpit and you roll. And you keep on rolling and then you look where you're going again. See how Sophia's head is always looking where she's going? All the way down, whatever space you have. Once you run out of room, of course, stop. We don't want you to hurt yourself. And then stand on up and start all over again. Let's go. You can start there and go the other way. Let's turn and look at her head turning, looking under her armpit. And this is great because when you advance in levels, oh, she's going a little crooked. There you go. Straighten yourself out and keep on going. Look under that armpit. Under that armpit. There you go. And then when you get there, now you've done your log roll in both directions. And we use twisting for a lot of things. Let's just give them some examples. And you guys at home don't need to do this, but let's see. What do we use twisting for? Did you know that we twist in a round-off? Can you show me a round-off? You guys at home, don't do this. Just watching. There, little twist in there. How about just a straight jump? Look under your armpit, full turn. There we go. There's a log roll in the air. And then sometimes we flip and twist at the same time. So log rolls are really important. Okay, let's come on back. We're going to do some forward rolls. And then we're going to change up our forward rolls a little bit. So when we did forward rolls last, we taught you to stretch and squat and pike, booty up, and roll. You guys remember that? Okay, well today we're going to assume that you already understand that your booty has to be up in the air when you roll. And we're going to skip the squat part. We're going to stretch and then we're going to go directly to a pike. So reach down, touch that floor. Put your hands flat as you can. You can bend your knees if you want. And just make sure that your hands are really down on the ground. Tuck your head. Remember, your head passes the floor. The back of your neck is what touches. The back of your neck and your upper back. Go ahead and roll over and stand up. And there's your forward roll. And let's do it again. Pike. And roll. Don't forget, always tuck your head. The top of your head never, ever touches the floor. We want it to pass by the floor as you roll over. Okay, sometimes those big ponytails might get in the way, but you can tuck it down a little bit farther. Let's do one more. If you need to take a second and back up, you can do that. Very good. Okay, and let's go back to where we started. Remember, only just use as much room as you have. We don't want you running into things, so just take your time if you need to pause the video and go back to start over, okay? I want to move on. We're going to go ahead and do a forward roll, and we're going to add a jump at the end of it. Now this, actually, let's start with our jump before, okay? So arms are up. You guys know how to do straight jumps. We're going to do a straight jump and immediately pike down and go into a roll. Now you need to have a very good roll in order to do this, because if you're still touching the top of your head to the floor, you might tip over sideways when you try to jump and roll. So really make sure your booty's up high when you bend over and let your head pass the floor as you roll over. Okay, jump, reach, and roll. Good. Let's try that again. Jump, reach, and roll. And again, if you need to pause to give yourself more room, you can do that. Okay, one more time. Stretch, and jump, and roll. And let's turn around. Let's do some back. We'll do a few more because this is something new. Turn around. There we go. Arms up. And arms are up, and first we jump, and then our feet touch, and then we roll. Make sure you don't jump and roll. That would be a dive roll. We want to make sure our feet come back down to the floor, and then we roll. Jump, land, roll. Let's do two more. Jump, land, and roll. One more. Jump, land, and roll. Very good. Now we're gonna just completely change it. You have to be able to stand up well out of your roll in order to do the next one. Let's watch Sophia, how she reaches forward with her hands and with her arms in front of her, and then pulls up when it's time to stand up. She's just gonna do a regular roll, and then she's gonna reach and use only her legs to stand. Sometimes when that's a little bit hard for us, then we put our hands on the floor and we try to push our body up with our hands. But that won't work with our next skill. So really, yeah, just like that. We don't want to do that, because what we're going to do this time is we're going to do a forward roll jump. So as you're standing, you're going to jump into the air as high as you can. Let's see what Sophia can do. We're going to roll and jump, right? So if you're using your hands to stand up, that's just not going to work. Okay, so here we go. Let's do those all the way down. Roll and jump and stop. Good. Again, roll, reach, jump, and stop. And notice Sophia's arms, they pull up as she's jumping to help her get up in the air. And go again, roll and jump. Good. Now let's turn around and do some back. Your legs are getting a good workout today. Okay, and go roll, reach, jump, and land. See how she bends her knees on her landing? That was great. And again, roll, reach, jump, land, and we're going to do one more. Roll, reach, jump, and land. Okay, now, just to make this a little bit more fun, we're going to go all the way down doing this without stopping. So we're going to do jump, roll, jump, roll, jump, roll. Down the mat. Sophia's catching her breath. Are you catching your breath too? Okay, ready? Arms are up, and jump, roll, jump, roll, jump, and roll. One more. There we go. How was that? That was excellent. Good job. Okay, now let's see what we can move on to. Catch your breath. Go ahead and hit pause and catch your breath for a minute. Okay, a few days ago, I gave you guys a homework assignment where we taught you how to do straddle rolls. Okay, so we're going to review that, and then we're going to move on from there. Okay, so Sophia's going to pike down. She's going to do her forward roll, letting her head pass, and she's going to open her legs and whoops, and stop. Her hands need to be close to her body. Good, and legs are straddled. Now remember, the farther you can open your legs, the easier this is. So what we're going to do is you're going to use your nice straight arms and push your booty way up in the air. Tuck your head, oh, and roll over and stop again. And we're going to keep the legs open while we practice this. So remember, again, you don't want the top of your head to touch. So really get that booty up in the air as high as you can. Keep your arms straight. If you bend your elbows, then your head might bonk on the floor, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, here we go. Push, booty up, head tucked. Push with those straight legs. Also, if you bend your knees, you're going to get stuck. Okay, so we want our legs to stay nice and tight. Remember our tight leg exercises? Let's see if we can see Sophia's muscles. Yep, she's got tight legs, she's got tight arms, and she's ready to push and roll. Good. And the last roll that you do when you're doing straddle rolls, depending on how much space you have, when you know you're running out of room, it's time to close your legs and stand up. So this time, Sophia is going to do her roll, and as she's rolling over, she's going to close her legs and stand up. And you want to try not to use your hands, so you always want to pull your feet close to your booty to stand up. Okay, let's go back where we started. Now you've had time to practice that, and here's where we're going to move on. Nice and slow, we're just going to keep on rolling. Okay, so we start in a stretch, pike down, tuck your head, roll and straddle. Hands go directly in the middle, pushing, pushing, continue, and roll. Keep your legs open, hands back in the middle, and keep on going. Hands back in the middle, straight legs, straight arms, and then when you get to the last one, legs will bend and you will reach forward. Yay! Good job. What do you say we try that one more time? Here we go. We can go this direction. And remember, on the last roll, We bend our knees close to our booty and our arms are in front of us. They're not touching the floor. Okay, ready? Here we go. Pike. Let your head pass. Roll and straddle. Keep pushing. Good. You can go as slow as you need to, or if you're feeling good, you can keep on going. Last one. Legs come together. Reach. Oh, she did it. She didn't touch her hands. Yay! Very good. Okay. Go ahead. If you need to take a break, you can pause and do so. We're just going to do one more thing. So Sophia, can you come to this yellow dot right here? As you guys can see, I've already measured and put your dots down on the floor for when you come back to the gym so that we can keep everybody distance from each other, 6 to 8 feet away from each other while we're learning your skills and while we're warming up. And that's why these dots are on the floor. They're ready for you. Okay, so Sophia is going to show you how to do a candlestick. Now, depending on what level you are, you would do a candlestick with your arms down, just like that. Okay, so this is a candlestick hold. Toes should not be past your nose. And see how she's squeezing her booty really hard to hold it up? Well, that is a candlestick that maybe somebody in level recreation 4 or 5 might do, maybe even level 3. But today we're going to teach you how to do a basic candlestick where you get to hold your booty up. Okay, so you see where her elbows, or she's kind of made a little stand to help herself. Her elbows are bent and her hands are holding her lower back and her booty, so she doesn't have to use too much of her muscles. And she's got those legs pointed straight up in the air, and she's holding this position. Her eyes are on